G'day, Starlo here. What a magnificent spot this is. Behind me is Five Rivers Fly Fishing Lodge, just out of Jameison in Victoria, not too far from the upper reaches of Lake Eildon. Now, it's called Five Rivers Fly Fishing Lodge, but you'll probably notice that I've actually got the spin gear in my hand, and that's because we arrived here in fairly steady rain, and the Goulburn River here in front of me is up a little, so I think it's going to be a bit tough for fly fishing at the moment. Hopefully it'll improve in the next day or two and we'll get the fly rods out, but right now, while the rest of the crew's unpacking, I'm going to go and have a spin. I'm going to throw a little squidgy actually. Let's see how we go. What a spot. Talk about absolute water frontage. This lovely hole on the Goulburn was barely a long cast from the back door of the lodge. And even though the river was up following that rain, it really hadn't discoloured too much. It looked quite fishy to me. My good mate Gary McDonald obviously agreed, and as soon as he'd unpacked, he grabbed his fly rod and hit the water behind me, swinging a couple of heavy nymphs, Euro style, through the tail of the home pool. And wouldn't you know it, within a few casts, he was on. Not a big fish, but what a great start. A lively, silvery little rainbow that Gaz quickly landed, unhooked and released. He was already in heaven. He absolutely loves his fly fishing. A little further upstream, I was working the slightly discoloured water over with a range of lures. I'd started out with a squidgy, but I soon switched to a small hard-bodied minnow and then to an inline spinner. But apart from a couple of half-hearted hits, I remained fishless. I don't think the trout had responded too well to that sudden rise. I might have been better off soaking a worm. Never mind. It was fantastic just being down by the water and stretching my legs after the long drive. To be honest, we didn't fish for very long during that first session, as we were all still keen to settle in and finish checking out our home away from home for the next few days and nights. Not to mention getting that fire going. It was still pretty chilly. Five Rivers Fly Fishing Lodge is a truly magnificent establishment. Genuine luxury, but at quite an affordable price, especially when split between 2 or 3 couples. Well worth checking out. I'll tell you more about that at the end of the video. The 5 rivers referred to in the lodge's name are the Goulburn, literally in its backyard, the nearby Jameison, the Delatite, the Hauqua and the King. All lie within easy striking distance of this perfect home base, and all are guaranteed to quicken the pulse of any serious trout fisher. How good does that look? Over the next few days, as the early September weather settled and improved a little, we were able to explore several of these beautiful waterways and to catch a bunch of small but gorgeous trout on our flies. We certainly didn't land any monsters, but every fish was a sparkling gem. And make no mistake, there are bigger ones out there. Mind you, they don't get to be big by being dumb. We were more than happy to release almost everything we landed. For us, it's mostly about the experience, and Jo in particular was in her element, Euro-nymphing the fast, powerful flows as she trains for future Fly Fish Australia competition rounds in her ongoing quest to make the national ladies team. And the way she's going, I reckon she has a very good chance of achieving her goal. She was definitely on song and caught more than her share of trout, all carefully released. Of course, for the less experienced, there's also Reese McIntosh's wonderful Streamcraft guiding service, which operates both independently and through Five Rivers Fly Fishing Lodge. For the truly adventurous or those looking to access the more remote backcountry and pristine headwaters, Five Rivers Fly Fishing also offers a helicopter fly-in option, magically transporting you to waters that rarely, if ever, see a fly or a lure from one year to the next. Truly a once-in-a-lifetime experience for the super keen angler, or even just the committed nature lover. But to be honest, we were happy simply exploring the more accessible rivers and streams by car and on foot, drinking in the majesty of this very special part of the world. Seriously, if you're as nuts about your trout fishing as Gary, Joe and myself, a stay at Five Rivers Fly Fishing Lodge just out of Jameison is an absolute must. Jump on their website and have a look, or give them a call. I'll put all the contact details in the description and comments below. And be sure to tell them Starlo sent you. Until next time, tight lines.